As crazy as this tank has been, I feel like it's about time I started documenting what I'm doing and making a video about it. So my daughter's axolotl tank crashed. Turns out I cycled it for a fish. He's fine. He's tubbed right now. They call it tubbing because it is a tote container and you just change the water every day. But he's in my son's room in the basement where it's nice and cold. So, all right, I added a heater to help the bacteria grow because normally axolotls need a chiller. And now I am doing water tests. Let me just check real quick. I have 3 drops. Kept the tube and the tube several times. Okay, so last one is pH. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's see where we're at today. So what you basically have to do now is you have to dose the aquarium with ammonia. And this is the one that I saw recommended in a ton of places. It's going to be backwards. Hold on, let me just... It tells you the instructions here. So I followed the instructions yesterday. Test the water yesterday, but I did that. And then because I already had ammonia in here, just because of the first time cycling the tank, because like whenever you just put in water, there won't probably be any ammonia in there if you've never cycled your tank before. So this already had ammonia in it. I'll show you it in a second, but this was the second thing that I got, and it's live nitrifying bacteria, and it's supposed to help cycle your tank faster. I think this is probably your nitrites, is how I understand it. And then I'll show you the tank now. And then the heater is supposed to help with bacterial growth quicker. So she's got a 20-gallon long aquarium. And then you wait 5 minutes for these things to actually go. So the goal is to come in here one day, because I haven't added any of the ammonia or anything today. So the goal is to come in here one day and this be at 0. They give you this handy little chart to follow. So ammonia at 0 would be a really, really light yellow color. You'd also want your nitrites to be at 0, which is a very light blue color. And then your nitrates, you'd want somewhere between 5 and 20, which I knew my cycle crashed the other day because I tested the water. He didn't eat for like a day, and he was kind of just like sitting at the bottom of his tank. So I tested the water and I had yellow for nitrate, which means there was none in there, and that's not good. Then our pH, I think you kind of just want it in what kind of range do you want it in? I've got this handy chart that I'm keeping track of everything. So today's obviously our first day. So pH, you want it at 7.6. So we want it this blue color. So let's check. It's been about 5 minutes on most of them. Let's move the light a little bit. So just move all these over here. Sorry if I'm getting you guys like sick from watching me carry stuff around. Oh my goodness. It's hard to do things in real life and on camera at the same time. Okay, so oh my gosh. Okay. So pH, if you look at it in comparison, looks like we're right where we should be. Ammonia definitely not yellow, meaning we are not cycled. So what I was saying was, if you have ammonia and nitrite, mainly ammonia, if ammonia gets dosed to this color during the day, but the next day, so 24 hours later, it's back to yellow, that's test day 1. If you do that successfully 3 days in a row, that means that your tank is cycled. Usually, from what I read, whenever that happens, your nitrates get super duper high, like to where it's not a good amount. And so you have to do water changes once a day until you get those back down to the range. So right now, what would I call this? To me, these are so hard to read. To me, it looks like it's at 4. Maybe it should be a little darker. It looks like it's at 4 to me. And then I'd say the nitrite is probably right here, which is good because how it goes is you start with ammonia, then you suddenly get nitrites in your tank. Nitrites eat the ammonia. Then all of a sudden you like get nitrates. Nitrates eat the nitrites. So these are 2 unhealthy bacteria. This is the good bacteria. And it looks like we actually have some of that too. And I have to feel like it might be because the tank was cycled at one point that came back on day 1. I don't think that's normal. I think it usually takes forever to get nitrates. So I think the thing to do now is just keep dosing it to the 4 until we pass our 3-day test. So we definitely didn't pass it today. I'm going to note my notes on what I saw today, and we will check again tomorrow because I think that looks like it's at 4. I'm going to call it 4. We're keeping it. All right, I'll check back in later.